And we are back. I'm going to keep it nice, a nice close-up. I should have done this with the Honda. I'm not really familiar with this phone. I never even thought I would ever do anything like this. One last thing I did want to say about the cruise control that annoys me. Probably a good safety measure, but it still annoys the hell out of me. When you get into the car, you have to turn on the cruise control. In the Honda, if you had the cruise control on before, it's on. It's not engaged, and it's not going to do anything until you set it. But at least you don't have to turn it on. This car, every time you start the car, you have to physically turn on the cruise control and then hit the resume set and whatever, to set your speeds. Oh, by the way, with the speeds, it's the same as the Honda. Each plus gets you 1 mile per hour faster. If you hold it down, it jumps in increments of 5. It's a little faster than the Honda, so you got to keep up with it, but it's still pretty cool. But stop it, Ford. Come on, man. If I have my cruise control on all the time, leave the damn thing on. It's not going to engage unless I set it. So, I mean, they're 2 safety measures. I don't need to be treated like a child. Enough is enough with that. One last thing I did want to take on about the cruise control. This car keeps its speed in cruise control. It's very active with its regenerative braking. Probably part of this whole plug-in hybrid mentality. So when you go down hills, this car will slow itself down to keep close to its speed. Very good, and constantly charging his batteries. You see the battery's gone down a little right there. How many miles do I got now? 14 miles of distance. Heat actually works pretty well, and the heated seats are not too bad, but I'll tell you a little bit about those later. But as I was saying, it does keep its control very good. This is the first car I've ever had that does that. Most will pick up a lot of speed going down steep hills. This car will go out of its way to hold itself as close to its proper speed as possible. Thank you, Ford. I like that. I appreciate that very much. I got cruise control because I want to go a certain speed and keep from getting tickets because I'm absent-minded, stupid, and if I have a fat body, I can guarantee I got a fat foot too, and it pushes the gas pedal too far. So thank you very much, Ford, for that. A+ on that. Also A+ for adding the eco. So let's go through some of these. Menus here. And we're also going to get through the settings too. There are settings on the main screen, but we're going to go on the settings in here because a lot of the settings for the car are in this menu instead of in the big screen in the center of the car. It took me a little while to get used to that, but it works. I find moving through these menus to be a little odd, but it's okay. Most people can figure it out. I pressed up and down to go through different menus, left and right. You see what I mean? All right. Instantaneous fuel and so forth. I can show you instantaneous fuel. So you're in this thing, and it'll show you on those upper ones which way you can go up, down, left, right. If you go left, you got display trip, information, and settings. We're going to go back to that later. That's always back. We're going to go back to the front display trip. It took me a while to understand what half of these freaking things say. So we're in this menu right here. It's the inner one right here, what says EV, it's going to tell you how much EV power is being used at a time. It does it in kilowatt hours. I don't understand any of that. I guess that's great for you gurus. Whatever. It's cool. I like watching things go up and down. I love these gadgets. Gadgets are cool. I love gadgets. As you can say, you can go up here. You can set it for instantaneous fuel. Another interesting thing is there's a lot of help items here. Now, you can't read these when you're going, when you're driving. But you literally have like a manual the whole time that you can read through. Now, you can't do it while you're driving. No, duh, I just said that. You say, I told you I was brain dead. But here it can tell you a little bit more about what it's doing and so forth. Very cool. Hit OK. Clears it out. Here you can tell whether it wants to show instantaneous fuel mileage or not in this particular menu. We're going to go back. Who cares? Next one. Look at this. A speedometer, and it's in miles per hour. Did Ford figure out that we would like a digital speedometer in miles per hour? Not in kilometers per hour in the United States? I'm willing to bet if they sell this car in Canada, it probably says kilometers per hour in there. Look at this. Probably don't have to do it. You hit OK and you're in kilometers per hour. How simple is that? Honda, fix this. Stupid. This is great. Miles per hour. The only problem is I wish it had a place to show somewhere else, like maybe here in the center of the gauge or something like that, instead of here, because then I have to be on this if I want to have a digital speedometer. I lose all the other fun stuff I want to see. Don't know if there's anything. Nope, there's nothing to go left and right, so we're going to go up to the next menu. Trip computers. These are trip computers. Basically, you hold to reset them, gives you basic miles per gallon that you've been doing, how many in EV, how many kilowatt hours that you're using. I don't care about the kilowatt hours. Something stupid about this is the nice thing about the Honda is when I fill up the tank, you can set it so it automatically changes this to 0, so you can keep an eye on your fuel economy and so forth. Here, you have to hit the reset button. I think that's a little short-sighted and should be fixed. Is there any... Yep, again, you got a help menu you can go to. Yep, well, I went into it. That was stupid. You got to remember figuring out how to use this. All right, now you go up to the next thing. Tire pressure gauges. Here's where you see the difference in price of the car. Instead of just measuring the speed of the rotation of the tires and figuring out whether your tire pressure is going low or not, this one actually gives you individual tire pressure monitor. Thank you, I enjoy this. Again, the difference between $10,000 will get you in a car, which includes the blind spot monitoring, something that I think Honda needs to put on the inside, or at least offer on the inside. Yeah, the lane keep cameras are cool, but they're not that cool. Let's see. Do I have any choices here? Nope, just back and so forth. We're going to go up to the next one. Average miles for a full charge and so forth. I don't even understand what this thing does. Yeah, just hit the help and it'll tell you, Average miles or kilometers per full charge is an estimate of your EV range with a fully charged battery. This is based on your energy. Yeah, see, you basically can learn everything directly from the thing with the help menus, which is very nice. It's nice that Ford puts that in there. I think that's smart. And I think Honda should consider looking into that instead of having that manual you can beat off carjackers with. We're going to go up to the next menu here. 44.3. Again, here, oh yeah, this is my view. This is something you can set your own things. Here, this gives me a temperature gauge. I wanted a temperature gauge if I wanted to see what the temperature of the engine was and so forth. And this gives me, I think, other information. Let's hit the OK button. You can actually change this to show different things. Yeah, RPMs is what I have it set to, because it's cool to see RPMs when the engine engages. As you can see, the engine just engaged, and there we got RPMs. Pretty cool. Not bad. I kind of like it. You can change these menus, including getting rid of that battery. If you don't like that battery thing there, you don't want to see it. The car's taking care of it anyway. Who wants to fill up that thing like that? You can get rid of that too. Not a problem. Good thing. In order to do the My View, I think you have to go back. Now, see, this is this thing. I find this. Oh, I think the My View might be in another. Now, let me see if I can figure that out. Yeah, there you go. You go right arrow. I don't like this setup. I find these a little bit more confusing. But, change my view. You can press in to change my view. You can select different things, go up and down. For this side, essentially you go left and right to each section. You can change different things you want to put in there. Power and threshold, split power, average fuel economy, vehicle ranges. You can leave it blank if you don't want anything there. Coach, yeah, this thing will coach you. It'll tell you how much energy you saved to each brake. When you brake, it'll tell you how much energy you recovered that you were capable of covering, percentage-wise. It'll even keep track on the cell phone app and compare you to other drivers in the area. That way, if you want to be one of those super eco-snobs, you can be an eco-snob and try to beat everybody else out. Oh boy, I hit the wrong button. See, that's another thing. Yeah, you hit the wrong button. It's not so hard to do. Let's see, change my view. We'll go back into here. That said you could show multiple things. We've been through most of these, and so forth. I had mine set to, oh yeah, here you got fuel history, trip 1, trip 2, climate, and others, power and so forth. I have mine set to RPM. We're going to leave it at RPM. Do the same thing with this. I have it to heat, and then you can do miles per gallon. As you can see, there are all sorts of choices here, blank and so forth. Miniature versions of what was on the other side. Really up to you. Heck, I figure you could probably do 2 of one if you really wanted to. How much power is being taken up by the climate control and so forth. That's good if you want to try to figure out how to control your energy better. I'm going to leave it at that because that's something good. So we're going to hit OK, and we're out of that. We're out of my view. We'll go up to the next thing, and here's your M-Power. Shows you kilowatt powers using miles per gallon. Who cares? Back to my Engage. So that's pretty much all the standard menus you've got. And, of course, as I said, you can make your own, which is cool. It's nice. Gives you something fun to look at. Ooh, my feet are getting cold in here. Let me do this. Let me hit my climate and start shooting some heat to the floor. I don't need that one there. Temperature set at 72. Okay. All right, let's continue on. I think we've pretty much gone through here. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit in this case, I hit this button to go back, and it opens up this. Display trip puts you back to the regular menus that you could switch over. I don't think that's easy. I think it would have been better to just say back. I don't know why they display. Come on, let's make it harder. Let's see, information, tutorials, various tutorials that you can read. You can't do it while you're driving, but, you can read them. Driver alert, let's see. Oh, yep. Driver alert, basically tell you when to stop, get a cup of coffee, so forth. They just love adding these guru-type things in there. My key, I haven't really looked deep into my key. I can't tell you what that is. I believe you can program keys to do certain things so people can only drive in certain areas, just in case you got teenagers, you don't want to do certain things in your car and so forth. I haven't really looked into it. I'm going to let you guys do your research. I really don't care. It doesn't really apply to me. Settings. Here's where we're going to get into the fun stuff. All the settings in this car. We'll start at the top. Yeah, we'll start at the top. Driver assist. Driver's assistant. We got traction control. On and off. Leave that damn thing on unless you're one of those little racers. Blind spot. Well, you can turn the blind spot monitoring on and off. I don't know why you would want to turn off blind spot monitoring. As I said, it tends to set off certain, I think, K-band radars. That makes me very happy. I like annoying people. So I'm leaving that on. You got your cross-traffic alert. Again, I don't know why you'd want to turn that off. That thing, it hasn't saved me, but it has alerted me when stuff is coming cross-traffic, and it does work. Well done, Ford. Very happy with it. Cruise control. Adaptive or normal. This is going to be very important. I don't know if there's a key command. I haven't read the manual on this car yet for switching to normal cruise control. But I have had the adaptive go out during a bad snowstorm. My entire grill got filled up with snow and ice. And all my special features shut off. And it said, hey, so I had to go into this menu, which you can. This particular menu you can go into while you're driving and switch to normal cruise control. So you don't have to have radar cruise control, which is very nice on this car. Turn it on and off right from there. Eco Cruise on and off. I leave it on. I want the best gas mileage possible. I live in Maine. People are generally pretty calm here when it comes to driving. If you're in New York, Los Angeles, Eco Cruise could probably get you shot because the car takes a long time getting to certain speeds. I mean, it will get you up to main speed, but if you start going up a hill and you slow down, it won't slam on the gas too hard to get you back up. Say you're set to 45, you'll drop down to maybe 42, and when you crest the hill, it'll try to eat you up to 45, but it'll be real slow about it, so it doesn't drink up gas or take up a lot of power. As I said, in Maine, it's not a big deal. People are generally pretty calm, or they'll just go around you if they're not happy. Occasionally, you get a dick that'll flash you. I don't care. Let them flash me. I like the Eco Cruise. But there's a big difference. When the Eco Cruise is off, this car will go right to its speed quickly and hold it very well. When it's on, it will get to its speed. It'll take a little bit longer. It's a little bit more careful about how it does it. It doesn't mean that you can't get up to speed on the highway quickly. It will, but as I said, it will be a little less aggressive about how it uses the power. I like Eco Cruise. Driver alert systems on. That's probably for that red light up here. Turn on the driver alert also up here to tell you alerts. I'm leaving that on. I like that. Lane keep system. I don't know about this one. All right. You got modes where you got alert, help you, or alert and aid. I want both. I always want the car to communicate with me as much as possible. This car isn't as verbose as the Honda. At least it hasn't lectured me as much. But I like to have both modes on. And intensity of response, I like the intensity to be high. When you choose each intensity, I choose normal. It shakes the steering wheel. I tell you, as you can see the whole camera shake, so you can get an idea of what the intensity is going to feel like when you're driving. So you know. I have the intensity set to high. Whoa. I think I like it on high. I want the car to be pretty cool, so we're gonna leave it on high. You can put it on low, so you just get a nice buzz. You know, if you're looking to get your thrill on, you get a nice buzz. All right, we got pre-collision alert sensitivity. I have all these things. I like to keep these things set on high. I like to be as safe as possible. I prefer to have false positives than false negatives. I don't, if that makes any sense. I don't want to crash. I want the car to help me as much as possible. If the car really annoys you, you can always change to different sensitivities. I can't tell you what the differences are. I leave them on high. Active braking, on and off. Yes, I want active braking. I think we all know what active braking is. It'll slam on the brakes in emergencies and so forth. We want that on. I want it on. All right. Rear parking aid, on or off? Yes, I want my rear parking aid on. That's going to turn on your rear parking sensors, which, by the way, are smart enough to lower the volume of your stereo while you're doing it. The Honda doesn't do that. I don't understand that. I'm going to go talk to Honda about that. I think it's a mistake. All right, I think we're out of our driver assist systems. Now we're going to go into vehicle settings. We got auto engine off. I believe that, not 100% sure what that is. I think it has a lot to do with when you come to stops, whether it's going to turn off the engine so it doesn't waste fuel and so forth. What the hell? I leave it on. People are worried that it's going to hurt your starter and all that. I saw an interesting YouTube video that was discussing that and saying once an engine is warmed up, it's not that difficult for it to start backing up. At least it's kind of like a warm start, like a quick push start. I'm not worried about it. I leave it to turn off. Easy entry and exit, on and off. Can't remember what that's all about. Who cares? I leave it on. Lighting, auto high beam. The auto high beams on this car are very accurate. I haven't had them stick on high beams yet. I don't get flashed in this car. I do in the Honda. Honda's lights are incredibly bright. These lights are more standard, but they are LEDs, so they are nice and bright, and they are good. There are good lights on this car. You're not going bad with this. Auto lamp delay. That's very nice. I believe that's a headlamp delay. How long you want the headlamps to stay on when you turn off the car. I like that you can choose several different choices. You can have it off on. I have it at 60 seconds. I think that's long enough. Also, daytime lights, whether you want them on and off. I like daytime lights. Again, safety first. Locks. Auto unlock. On. Yeah, I believe that's the auto unlock when you just put your hand in the steering wheel. You don't have to use your fob. I really honestly don't know. I'm not going to get too deep into it. And this, I have no idea what mislock is. So we're going to skip it, and I'm going to read up. Remote unlocking, on and off. All doors, driver's door. I like all doors, just in case I got people riding my car. I have no friends. I have no girlfriend. Any ladies want to take a nice ride in a Ford Fusion Energy? Yeah, I didn't think so. Either way, I like all doors. It makes it easier. I guess if the carjackers, I got to make it easy for them so they don't shoot me because I don't get all the doors unlocked. So, happily, I live in a state where carjacking, I don't think is a very big problem. So I'm happy about that. I know there are more settings in there. There we go. Oil life, neutral tow. That's very interesting. If you need to tow, you can go, put it in a special neutral set. Oil life reset. Again, this car is talking about 10,000 mile oil changes. It ain't happening. I'm changing it every 5,000 miles, which I have to do. Here, at least you can set it to whatever you need to do, which is nice, so it can give you, so you know what it is. So, I could set it to 50%, and then it would tell me at 5,000 miles. I didn't need to do it. I just leave it to do the way it's supposed to do, and I'll just change the oil at 5,000 miles. Remote start. The lights came on. It's getting dark out there. Those are my auto lamps. I like that. I may have to turn those off, not to waste energy. So I'm going to turn those off. All right. With your auto start, what you want things to do. Whether you want the heater to set automatic, which means it's basically going to blast the heat up to a certain temperature, or whatever your last setting is. I let it auto. I want this car blasting the hell out of everything. I want the car as warm as possible when I auto start. Steering wheel, I need it heated. I have it set to auto, which is heated. Some people want it off. Some people may not like the heated steering wheel. The lady that lives in my house, not my girlfriend, but the lady who lives in my house, she apparently doesn't like it because she turns it off all the time. I hate that. I have to have it. I'm a diabetic. My hands are cold. But it's nice that you could set all these for the remote start. Again, I think this has a lot to do. Vehicle shut off in 28 seconds. Press OK to override. Look at that. Just in case. It's thinking just in case you got out of the car. You know, it's been running a long time. You haven't done anything. It wants to make sure you didn't leave the car on by accident. Very nice Ford. Very nice. I like it. Very smart. Front defrost. Auto. I want it to blast the defroster. I think that's pretty important. Rear defrost. I think it's also going to be the same thing. Either auto or off. I want it on. I can't imagine why anyone else. Driver's seat. Auto. Interesting thing about this car is with the driver's seat, it turns it to full heat when, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to lower the heat on this seat. My ass is getting hot. It sets it to maximum. And the funny thing is that when you get in and you take control of the car, it doesn't set it back to what you had it set before that. It stays at maximum. That's not good. I usually have it set at 1 light or 2 lights. I get in the car, it's pretty warm, it's nice to sit in a warm seat. When I take control of the car, everything should go back to normal, including the heated seat. They forgot about it, but I'm going to leave it on. Like, I don't want to take any chances then heat up the seat. I want a warm seat, so we're going to go back. We're going to leave that on. Passenger seat. You know what? I have that on auto too. I'm going to turn that off. Almost never have anyone in the passenger seat. I don't care. They can have a cold butt anyway. Besides, they should be happy that they even get to ride with me. I am a special person. All right, we're getting a little long on this video too. Let's go on and finish this particular one. Wait, that's just climate control. That's a remote start. Yeah, all right, we're going to pause it for a second. We're going to continue.